everyone, you all know Star Wars, right? But the real question about Star Wars is, what if I took that, video games, and the year 1992, and mushed them all together? Well, if you did all those oddly specific things, you'd get this. Pretty odd, I know. So, Super Star Wars, a 1992 platformer released on the Super Nintendo and developed by LucasArts and published by JVC. Now, where this game wasn't the first Star Wars game, that would be the Atari games, which were interesting, this game certainly laid the groundwork for a lot of the more popular Star Wars games, giving players a story based on the movies to play through. And, since we're talking about story, let's go further into that. And this is just the story of Star Wars A New Hope. Only with a couple of alterations, such as the fact that instead of Luke buying CP-3O and R2-D2 from the Jawas, it is instead turned into a level where Luke commits copious amounts of homicide to get the droids. Other than those weird little turns, the story follows the movies pretty closely, which is kind of boring, but it certainly laid the groundwork for Star Wars video games in the future that have awesome stories, such as with Knights of the Old Republic or Jedi Fallen Order. However, the story doesn't mean a whole lot without gameplay, so let's see how that is. And, well, I'm here to say that this game is hard, oh my god. Like, I thought I was a good gamer, but after playing this, man, I just don't know anymore. The gameplay of Super Star Wars involves the game throwing as many enemies at you as the Super Nintendo game can, as well as some pretty simple platforming that is only hard because the controls are incredibly screwed up, mostly because it loves to enter one button press in for 2 or 3. Beyond that, you get these kind of impressive 3D vehicle sections, but that's about it. However, even with the incredibly difficult gameplay, Super Star Wars was received incredibly well, receiving an average of 90% from most major reviewers at the time. The game did so well that it got 2 sequels in the form of Super Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Super Star Wars The Return of the Jedi. The game even got later ported to the Wii in the form of a virtual console game and to the PS4 and PS Vita in 2015. And that was Super Star Wars. An incredibly hard platformer, but a pretty solid one at the same time. However, after playing this, I'm in a Star Wars mood, so you know what? If you'll excuse me.